There is a tiredness that sleep cannot fix. It is not the physical exhaustion that comes after a long day of honest labor, the kind of good tiredness that you feel in your muscles after building a shelter or climbing a mountain. No, this is a different kind of fatigue. It is a gray, heavy gnawing sensation that sits right in the center of your chest. It is a weariness of the soul. It is the exhaustion of constantly trying to justify your existence. It is the exhaustion of being productive. You wake up to the scream of an alarm clock, a device invented during the Industrial Revolution to startle you out of the natural rhythm of your dreams and force you into the mechanical rhythm of the factory. Before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already racing. You are already behind. You check your phone and the world floods in. Emails, notifications, headlines, demands the curated lives of others who seem to be doing more, achieving more, earning more. You drink your coffee not to savor the taste, but to chemically alter your brain so that you can function in a way that is fundamentally unnatural. You look at your to-do list, and it stretches out like a horizon that you can never reach. And you think to yourself, if I can just get through today, if I can just clear this list, if I can just reach the weekend, then I will be able to rest. Then I will be enough. But the weekend comes, and you do not rest. You feel guilty. You feel a low-level panic that you are wasting time. You try to be productive even in your leisure. You listen to educational podcasts while you run. You try to optimize your hobbies. You treat your meditation practice like another task to be completed, another box to be ticked. You are running on a treadmill that is moving slightly faster than you can run, and you are terrified that if you stop even for a moment, you will fall off and be swept away into irrelevance. Let me tell you something that the world has tried very hard to make you forget. You were not made to be productive. You were made to be alive. The very concept of productivity is a mechanical concept, not a biological one. A machine is productive. A machine takes raw materials and processes them into a finished product at a consistent speed, without complaint, without variation, without soul. But you are not a machine. You are a biological organism. You are a soft-breathing, feeling creature that grew out of this earth just as the apple grows out of the tree. Look at the natural world. Look at the cat sleeping in the patch of sunlight. Is the cat being productive? Is it worrying about its 5-year plan? Is it analyzing whether its nap is optimizing its hunting strategy? No. The cat is simply being a cat. Look at the clouds drifting across the sky. They are not rushing to get to the horizon. They are not trying to be better clouds. They are simply floating, changing shape, dissolving and reforming. Look at the tree outside your window. It does not strain to grow. It does not stress about whether it is growing fast enough compared to the tree next to it. It follows the seasons. It rests in the winter. It blooms in the spring. It drops its leaves when the time is right. It trusts the rhythm of life. But you, my friend, you have stopped trusting life. You have been hypnotized by a culture that views time as money and silence as a waste. We live in a society that is obsessed with the future. We are always living for what is coming next. We go to school so we can get into college. We go to college so we can get a job. We get a job so we can get a promotion. We get a promotion so we can save for retirement. We save for retirement so we can finally, at the very end of our lives, do what we wanted to do in the beginning. We live our entire lives leaning forward like a person running downhill who cannot stop. We are never actually here. We are always on our way to somewhere else. And because we are always on our way to somewhere else, we treat the present moment as an obstacle. We treat the now as something to be gotten through, something to be managed, something to be optimized. We are constantly asking, what is this good for? What will this get me? We meet a new person and we wonder, how can this person help my career? We read a book and we wonder, how will this make me smarter? We take a walk and we wonder, how many calories is this burning? We have forgotten how to do things for their own sake. We have forgotten the joy of purposelessness. This sounds like a terrible word to the modern ear. Purposelessness. We have been taught that everything must have a purpose. Everything must have a goal. But think about the most beautiful things in life. Think about music. When you listen to a symphony, you do not listen in order to get to the end. The point of the music is not the final chord. If the point of the music was to get to the end, then the best conductors would be the ones who played the fastest, and the best composers would be the ones who wrote only the finale. No. The point of music is the music itself. The point is to dance while the music is playing. But we have missed the point. We are racing to the end of the song, hoping that when we get there, we will finally receive the prize. But there is no prize at the end of life. The prize is the living of it. This obsession with productivity is actually a form of anxiety. It is a desperate attempt to control the uncontrollable flow of life. We think that if we do enough, if we build enough, if we save enough, we can secure ourselves against the unknown. We can build a fortress against death. We try to make ourselves solid and permanent in a universe that is fluid and impermanent. We are trying to freeze the water of the river because we are afraid of where it is taking us. But you cannot freeze the river. You can only freeze yourself. And that is what this tiredness is. It is the stiffness of a soul that has frozen itself in fear. You feel tired because you are fighting a war against your own nature. Your body wants to rest, but your mind says, push. Your soul wants to wander, but your schedule says, focus. You are split in two. You are the slave driver and the slave in the same body. You whip yourself with guilt. You punish yourself with shame. You tell yourself that you are lazy, that you are undisciplined, that you are a failure. But you are not lazy. You are just sane in an insane world. Your depression, your burnout, your lack of motivation. These are not malfunctions. They are mechanisms of defense. Your being is going on strike. It is saying, I will not participate in this madness anymore. I will not be a cog in a machine. I will not trade my life force for numbers on a screen. The tragedy is that we think productivity leads to happiness. We think that if we just get everything done, then we will be happy. But the list never ends. For every head you cut off the hydra of your to-do list, 2 more grow back. The faster you reply to emails, the more emails you receive. The more efficient you become, the more work is dumped upon you. It is a trap. It is a game that is rigged so that you can never win. The only way to win is to stop playing. Now, I am not saying you should lie in bed all day and do nothing. I am not saying you should give up on your dreams or stop creating. Humans are creative beings. We love to make things. We love to solve problems. But there is a difference between creation and production. Creation comes from a place of fullness. It comes from a place of play. It is the overflow of your own aliveness. Production comes from a place of lack. It comes from a place of fear. It is the frantic attempt to fill a hole inside you with external achievements. When you create from a place of play, you do not get tired in the same way. You might get physically tired, but your spirit is energized. You lose track of time. You enter the state of flow. You are not forcing the river. You are swimming with it. This is the ancient concept of Wu Wei, of effortless action. It is the way a master painter moves his brush. He is not straining. He is not thinking about the gallery opening or the critics. He is simply becoming the painting. He is the brush. He is the paint. He is the canvas. There is no separation. There is no worker and work. There is just the happening. But when you work from a place of productivity, you are always separate from what you are doing. You are the subject, and the work is the object, and you are trying to dominate it. You are trying to force a result. And this friction, this resistance, creates the heat that burns you out. So how do we escape this trap? How do we step off the treadmill? It starts with a radical act of rebellion. It starts with giving yourself permission to be useless. Spend time doing things that have absolutely no value to the marketplace. Sit by a stream and throw stones into the water. Not to improve your aim, but just to hear the splash. Lie on the grass and watch the shapes of the clouds. Walk through the city without a destination. Doodle on a piece of paper and then throw it away. Sing in the shower. Cook a meal just for the smell of it. Reclaim your time from the grip of utility. Remind yourself that you are not an economic unit. You are a mystery. You are a phenomenon. You must also confront the fear that drives your busyness. What are you running from? What would happen if you stopped? Would the world fall apart? Would you fall apart? We are terrified that if we stop rowing, the boat will sink. But the boat is floating on a river that knows exactly where it is going. The universe has been unfolding perfectly for billions of years without your help. It grew the forests, it moved the tides, it spun the galaxies. All without a project manager, without a deadline, without a quarterly report. Do you really think that your life is the one exception? Do you really think that you have to hold it all together with your tension and your worry? Let go of the oars. That is the message. Let go of the oars and see where the current takes you. You might find that the river carries you to places far more beautiful than anywhere you could have forced yourself to go. You might find that when you stop trying to force your life into a specific shape, it takes on a shape of its own. A shape that is organic and true to who you really are. This requires a shift in identity. You have to stop identifying yourself with what you do. When you meet someone at a party, the first question is always, "What do you do?" We are asking, "How are you useful?" What is your function in the machine? Try to answer differently. Define yourself by what you love, by what you notice, by what you feel. You are not a lawyer or a teacher or an engineer. You are a consciousness that is currently experiencing the role of a lawyer or a teacher or an engineer. But that is just a costume. It is not you. When you detach your worth from your output, you become dangerous to the system. You become free. You can work, but you work with a light touch. You can achieve, but you are not attached to the outcome. You can play the game, but you know it is just a game. You walk through the world with a secret smile, because you know that you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to earn your right to breathe. You don't have to pay rent for the space you occupy on this planet. You are a child of the universe, and you have a right to be here simply because you are here. The tiredness you feel is the death of your ego. It is the death of the false self that thinks it is God. Let it die. Let the ambitious, anxious, controlling little manager in your head collapse from exhaustion. And in the silence that follows, discover who is left. Discover the part of you that is timeless, the part of you that was there before you were born and will be there after you die. This part of you does not need to be productive. It just needs to witness the glory of existence. It needs to taste the coffee. It needs to feel the wind. It needs to look into the eyes of another person and see the same infinite spark looking back. So tonight, when you lie down to sleep, do not review your checklist. Do not chastise yourself for what you did not accomplish. Instead, feel the weight of your body on the mattress. Feel gravity holding you just as the earth holds the mountains. Give up the struggle. Surrender the need to be anything other than what you are. You have done enough. You are enough. The world can wait. The emails can wait. The ambitions can wait. Return to the center. Return to the silence. Return to the sacred pause. For it is only in the pause that life actually happens. It is only when you stop becoming that you can finally be. And being, my friend, is the only productivity that matters. Rest now. The race is over. And the beautiful truth is, you never had to run it in the first place. You were already at the finish line. You were home all along.